I want to chat player of the match. Sandra, I'm going to start with you. For the U.S., who's your woman of the match?
I mean, hands down, it's got to be Mal Swanson. I think it's the obvious choice, but it's also the clearest choice. 2 goals. We're talking what an 8-year absence from the Olympics. This is a player who bursted onto the U.S. Women's National Team program during that 2016 Rio Olympics. The OG disappointment, right? The Olympics where they bombed out of the knockout rounds and did not medal. And she's worked her way back all the way to this moment, having missed out on that Tokyo roster, was part of that 2019 World Cup team, but even then was not a starter for that World Cup team, was considered that part of that next gen up and coming, roster. Her and Tierna Davidson, I believe they only got a group match against Chile then. And now to have missed out on Tokyo, to have gone from a couple teams in NWSL, and now back from an injury, major. And it's really great to see a player who has maybe, as I just highlighted, gone through maybe a lot more lows and highs in her professional career to kind of have this reintroductory type of moment. So player of the game, hands down.
Christine, who's yours?
I mean, I would have gone Swanson. No, I'm going Girma. I'm going Girma. Um, Composed, efficient, great read. She absolutely locked down that back line today, whether it be Banda or Kundananji, including but not limited to throwing her whole body to make sure that she was breaking up these plays. She's just so good and mature, patient. Just I don't know. She's absolutely one of the best defenders we've ever had for the US, easily.
Yeah, I like that. You gave
Same.
the shout to Girma.
Retweet.
Is she yours too, D?
Yeah, Girma was mine. Highest pass completion percentage, 96.3% by any women's player in the Olympics since 2012. Shout out Adriana. Thank you for that stat. But Girma, even without her prowess in possession, her ability, like I said earlier, her patience in defending, her 1v1, the way she's able to organize the back line, her last ditch tackling, how she reads the game, how she helps the team build out. There's qualities where we fangirl over Girma nearly every show, every game that we cover her, whether it's for club or country. But I think showing that even in the Olympics, where there's this immense pressure, all eyes are on the US, especially even from us critically defensively. How are they going to handle Banda? How are they going to handle these teams that are really going to ask questions of them and challenge them that we didn't see in the lead up into the Olympics? And I think she stood up to the challenge and came out with flying colors. She was absolutely player of the match for me. Carlin, do you agree? Do we have 3 for Girma?
Darian, I'm not wearing player of the year name Girma shirt for nothing. Of
I just
course,
needed to
she
hear it.
my player of the match. It was her defensive efforts against Barbara Banda. Week in and week out, D, we talk about how is anyone in the NWSL gonna stop Barbara Banda? And Naomi Girma did that. Yes, she had a lot of support from her teammates and the defenders around her, but Girma was patient. She was focused. She had quick feet. Her agility was top notch to swivel her hips and stay in a really good defensive positioning against Banda. And it was her start positioning against Banda and her timing of the tackles of when she was going to step in front that eliminated Barbara Banda from this match. The chances that Zambia ultimately got and took in front of goal on Alyssa Nair weren't threatening. They weren't. And it is because of Naomi Girma. Hands down, she is the player of the match for me and for 3 of us. But I like the honorable mention. Shout out, Sandra, for you, for Mallory Swanson, who ended up with a brace for the United States. Head coach Emma Hayes, she becomes the first U.S. women's national team coach to win a first major tournament match by 3 goals or more. And she did it with such composure. We only got to see Hayes at the helm of the U.S., Darian, for 3 or 4 matches for the U.S. before this international tournament. How do you grade her performance as a head coach in the Olympics so far?
I'd give her an A. I would give her an A. The only why there's not an A plus is because I don't feel, as Sandra said, the subs were effective enough. I don't know if it was the personnel, the qualities of players that she was bringing in that didn't match what the game needed. They should have scored more. Zambia was down to 10 players. They were giving massive pockets of space that the US could have taken much more advantage of. Um, but I think in all, for her first real high pressure game with the US in the freaking Olympics, she did well. 3-0, and you can tell the players are thriving under her. I think we're seeing players look like they're back to themselves where they're having fun. When you think about when you're a kid playing club soccer and you're just there to vibe and show your qualities on the pitch and score some goals, that's how they looked, at least for the first 30 minutes of the first half. And I just can't wait to see more of it. So A for me.
Yeah, I'm
Sandra,
with
what do you
you.
think?
Look, I had to do for .com. You can go check them out. I gotta do ratings. That includes Emma Hayes as well in in this category. And I would stick with the A as well. Maybe not the plus for the same reasons as the substitutions. But I do have that sub question of, okay, so you made these subs and maybe they weren't as effective, but was that your priority in making these substitutions? Was it more just closing out this game? And was it more about load management for these players in an Olympic Games that's going to be very, very quick for them? So if it's the latter, which I'm thinking it might be, I'm sticking with the A for Emma Hayes.
All right, we're gonna go with the class average here, Christine, and give everyone some A's because we got to go to break right now. But I like that class average. Don't go
Around the
anywhere
curve.
though, because the U.S. They take on Germany next, and they are big competition. That is going to be a tough one to beat in this group.